Hi, Johannes here. Finally a proper press conference. The Junior Canaries, I'm looking forward to answer your questions. Lovely city, fantastic people, fantastic nature around the city where, when we just have a half day off, we try to go out and explore as much of the countryside as possible. Many beautiful places and really a place that my family and I, we love being in. Not too much actually, because when you lose a game, then you have to change everything because that means it doesn't work. I'm using a lot of gum on match days, probably sometimes a whole package. So if I have to choose one, it has to be that one. It's a good question. It's challenging when you have to implement not only a new way of playing football, a completely new style of playing football, but also to have staff members to get them on board, because sometimes you tend to think it's only the players that have to develop and learn a new way of doing things, but it's also the whole staff around the team. So there's been so many tasks, some of them challenging because, of course, obviously, as everyone knows, there's also been ups and downs this season. So not everything has just been going upwards in a good direction. There's been some situations during the way where we had to solve an injury crisis, a suspension crisis, and lots of other things. So it's challenging in many ways, but that's also the fun part about football. Technical-based football team that is attacking-minded in more or less everything we do. A team that loves to score goals and create chances, and also a team where a lot of offensive players, they can find their way to be creative and score goals and create chances. So hopefully a style of play that also attracts a lot of good offensive players. I think it would be without ambition to say that we don't have to compete for the playoffs. So I think that's the ambition for the team, and I think that's the ambition when I look at the squad and when I talk to the staff members, when I talk to directors around the club. That's the ambition we should have, and we will do everything we can to prepare the team the best possible way, so we start of next season can really compete for that. That's a good one. I've always been a big fan of Ancelotti because I think he's been great in adapting to different environments and to work with different kinds of players. And always been doing it with quite a big success. Football-wise, I think Guardiola is of course an inspiration, but I think also Maurizio Sarri, when he was in Napoli, was a big inspiration. Of course, you have to be very serious in the way that you prepare and the way that you also build your schedule, your everyday life around playing football, because you have to play as much as possible. One thing that you should never lose out on is the curiosity and is the fun. That is a big part. Also for an older, experienced player, the fun part should always be a big part of it. So the second you start to lose out on the fun, you do something wrong. So always keep that in mind. But the older you get, the more routines and the more you have to prepare your schedule around it, because it is a sport and especially a job. If it becomes a job, that is more or less everything in your life. That's a good question. I think Portsmouth was a great place to go. There was a great atmosphere. You could feel that the crowd was really behind the team. It was great in many ways to experience. In terms of bigger stadiums, then obviously Leeds is up there where you have the feeling that it's actually a real top team and a big club you play against. But if I have to choose, I will choose Portsmouth. It's difficult to not mention Mr. TikTok, Onel Hernandez, who's also quite funny in just the everyday life around the football club. I think if you ask Kenny McLean, he will say that he's quite funny. Problem is that I have absolutely no idea what he's saying, especially when he starts to laugh about himself and starts to laugh of his own jokes. But it sounds funny, so I will mention him. Good question again. I think it will be something outside. I'm probably not the best at sitting indoor a whole day, so it could be something. Actually, when I was younger, I tried to just seek some information about being a landscape architect. That could be quite interesting. But at least something outside, I will always prefer that.
What would it be?
Oh, spaghetti bolognese. I think that's my go-to when I'm just a little bit in doubt of what I want for dinner or lunch. I can always eat that, and of course, obviously, the better the quality, the better meal. So that will be my go-to. No doubt, absolutely no doubt. I'm a number 10. Let's see how it goes Friday afternoon. Yeah, but they are, yes. Sometimes you think about a professional athlete as someone who cannot ever in their life have some candy or an ice cream or chocolate or something like that. But if they do it in an okay way, then it is allowed. So yes, and especially if we win on Friday, they can have an Easter egg. Question again, not too much actually. I try to I watch more documentaries about sports than I actually watch sports. Then I found out that darts is really big over here. Not too big in Denmark, but we really enjoyed it in Christmas time, sitting with the family and watching all the games. That's interesting. Then cycling is big in Denmark because we have some good riders. So especially in the summertime, cycling is also big. And if I have a little bit of time, I try to follow. I think we will do well. I think we have had, despite the results recently, I think we played a good game against Sunderland. I think we played a very good second half against Burnley. I think there was many things that we could bring into the game that we play on Friday. So I hope that all of us can have some Easter eggs after the game on Friday, because that means a win. Junior Canaries, thank you very much for all your good questions. It's been a joy to answer them. I'm looking forward to see you on Friday, and I hope everything that we can give you a good result.